everyone. Happy Thursday. I know yesterday I said that I probably wouldn't be streaming, but here I am. Both my friends who normally give me a ride to trivia were doing other things, and I didn't feel like buying an Uber. As well as I was in the mood to eat Korean food, and I haven't been over there in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or so. And so I was like, you know what, today we'll go try something new on the menu. So I tried army stew, which is spam and tofu and little sausages and zucchini and ramen noodles and cheese and kimchi. A lot of weird things in a pot. It was good, really hot temperature wise, not like a little spicy, but not like a lot, like just a little bit of zing from the kimchi, but really, really hot. So like it took a while to eat, but it was good. Especially because like we're getting extreme cold warnings because there's like a big blizzard thing coming. So figured a nice hot pot would be good to have. But anyway, it is 8:50 a.m. on the 23rd of September in Ace Attorney World. So the one thing we found out yesterday is that Soren was there at the crime scene. Only hope I can get some testimony from him. They'll get to the heart of the matter. Mr. Wright? Good morning, Ellen. Look, I'm afraid you might not like the result of today's trial. Nevertheless, don't tell me you're still thinking of going that route. Soren is innocent. He can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please. Try and get a hold of yourself. I believe in Soren with all my heart. So dare you doubt him. Regardless of which one of them is found guilty today, it's going to be devastating for Ellen, isn't it? We'll just have to do everything we can. That's the best we can do, you know? Trial's about to begin, Mr. Wright. All right, let's go, Maya. Yeah. Maya would be a fun cosplay. Simple, but fun. Or maybe I just want someone to cosplay Maya, and then I'll be Phoenix. Or Edgeworth. Edgeworth might be more my style. Court is back in session for the trial of Ellen Wyatt. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor, though I don't have a cravat. Let's see now, where were we? In yesterday's session, we found out about the Sprocket family's conspiracy to cover up the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury with a second reception. Taking advantage of our collective shock, the defense, as usual, made a nonsensical claim. Namely, that there was a third person present who struck the victim. Objection! Hey, don't try to make it sound like I made it all up. The defendant herself made a statement about the existence of a third person, and further investigation has only proven her statement to be true. Then I presume the defense intends to focus on proving the identity of this third person. Is that all right with you, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed, Your Honor. In fact, I predict that the defense will, most likely, attempt to name Mr. Soren Sprocket as the true culprit. How did you... The driver during the accident that killed Mr. Sprocket's sister was the victim. Therefore, Mr. Sprocket had a motive to murder Mr. Bloomsbury. That's what you had planned to assert, is it not, Mr. Wright? Am I that transparent? Come now, Mr. Wright. Did you really think the police wouldn't uncover this information? Congrats on getting it in one, Mr. Edgeworth. But... You're wrong. Soren didn't do it. He's innocent. Miss Wyatt, please. He's innocent, I tell ya. What is this, Mr. Wright? I thought your claim about the existence of a third person came from the defendant. It did. This is just a minor hiccup. Did you not discuss your strategy for today with the defendant, Mr. Wright? Starting off on the wrong foot again is seriously cutting into my lifespan. It would appear that the defense is in disarray. Therefore, the best way to clear things up is to ask Mr. Sprocket himself what happened. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call Soren Sprocket to the stand. What? Very well. Bailiff, please bring Mr. Sprocket to the witness stand. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh. There's something written on this paper airplane. Let's see. Soren Sprocket, Managing Director of Sprocket Aviation. Mr. Sprocket, please give your answers in words, not paper airplanes. Now then, Mr. Sprocket. Please tell that doubting lawyer there what really happened at the time of the crime. Well, Mr. Sprocket? Mr. Sprocket! Alright. You want me to talk about what happened when the crime occurred? In other words, after the first wedding reception, when Ellen and I were in the reception hall, right? Not even the power of the court can stop him from marching to the beat of his own drum. What Soren remembers. Oh, well, alright. We're just starting right in there, huh? I was stabbed by Dumas in the reception hall and I collapsed to the floor. The next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas on the Vista deck. I knew Ellen was in danger, so I headed for the Vista deck. But when I got there, Dumas was already... I don't want to believe it, but it must have been Ellen. Nothing else makes sense. Is that first statement false? Wait just a minute here. You actually think Miss Wyatt killed the victim? That's right. Dumas was killed by Ellen. This is unbelievable. How can you suspect your bride, the woman you love?
Objection!
The truth can be cruel. Miss Wyatt, you must be very upset. Is there anything you wish to say? Oh no. Oh, I can't believe this. Soren, I thought that at least you would believe in me. The best way now to show your love for your groom is to admit you're guilty and try to atone. Soren.
Hold it!
She looks so dead inside. Mr. Edgeworth, I haven't even cross-examined the witness yet. And quit picking on the clearly distraught. Yeah, that's so not cool, Mr. Edgeworth. The court is where we seek the truth. And the truth is unyielding, even to the truly pitiful. Mr. Edgeworth, I find it distasteful to make a lady cry. It too, Your Honor. So what are you going to do, Nick? The third person Ellen saw on the Vista deck was Soren. Oh, sorry, that's him saying it. We had to prove Soren was there at the time of the murder. Don't see any obvious inconsistencies in his testimony, but we had to push forward. Him saying he got stabbed in the reception is a little bit odd, isn't it, though? Because of the bloodstain, I think. It wouldn't have been in the hold. Found on the side of the lift.
Objection!
Oh, okay. I figured I'd go for it to see if it would, like, work or not, but... Alright. It's apparently not. That's why we saved first. But wasn't the bloodstains in the hold, though?
Hold it!
Please tell me everything you can about when you got stabbed. After the reception, Ellen and I were enjoying a moment alone in the reception hall. Then Dumas appeared and stabbed me. He grabbed Ellen and the timekeeper and left the reception hall. Did Mr. Gloomsbury say anything at that time? I don't remember. After I was stabbed, I was immobilized by the pain. I see. Next thing I saw was Ellen and Dumas.
Hold it!
The Vista deck, huh? But it was nighttime then. Could you really see them in the darkness? The moon was out, so I could see them clearly. From the looks of it, Dumas was trying to push Ellen and the timekeeper off the side. So you saw the defendant. About to be thrown off the airship, you say? That's right. In such a desperate situation, it would only be natural for her to fight for her life. And the murder weapon was right there within her grasp. Ugh, this isn't going well at all. Gotta do something fast. Neil was in danger, so I headed for the vista.
Hold it!
I understand that your bride was in danger, but were you really able to move with a stab wound to the gut? I was desperately trying to push the pain out of my mind. Let me see. So adrenaline kicked in and gave you strength, is that right? Doesn't seem much of anything in the statement I can refute. That's right. I almost passed out several times as I made my way to the vista deck. When I got there, Dumas was already... Are you absolutely sure, Mr. Sprocket, that by the time you got to the vista deck, the murder had already been committed? Yes. But the vista deck is just on the other side of the glass windows in the reception hall. Shouldn't you have been able to get there right away?
Objection!
Mr. Wright, have you investigated nothing? The only way to the vista deck is to go to the hold and take the lift. No matter how much one hurries, it would take at least 10 minutes. But there's an emergency escape hatch, though. That's unhelpful. But Soren had to have gotten there before the murder, or my claim won't stand. Do you have any ideas for me, Maya? Stanley ears would prove that someone did go to the hold than not. I mean, you can't leave anything if you don't go someplace, right? Can't leave anything. Wait a minute. I think Maya's onto something here. The lack of a certain something actually proves that Soren didn't go to the hold. What's the matter? Are you stumped already? The lack of what, though? I mean, there's blood in the hold. No, I'm far from stumped, Mr. Edgeworth. I know for a fact that Mr. Sprocket didn't go to the hold. Your paper-thin bluffs. Mr. Sprocket's bloodstain on the lift proves he went through the hold. So what possible proof could you have that he did not, in fact, go through there? You want proof? You got it. You can do this, Phoenix. There's got to be proof that Soren didn't go through the hold. There is? Hello, Mr. Wright. This proves that Mr. Sprocket didn't go through the hold. Oh boy, alright. I mean, there's an emergency door. Plus, on the inside wheel handles with someone gripped with a bloody hand. Photo of the hold. I really don't know what Phoenix is on about. Oh.
Take that!
This. As anyone can see from the hold entry record, there's absolutely no mention of Soren Sprocket entering the hold. And 303. Phoenix always saying stuff when we don't know what he thinks. Yes, very much so. That took a second. The defense asserts that Mr. Sprocket used a different route to get to the Vista deck. You can assert all you want, Mr. Wright, but can you actually prove another route exists? Can I prove the existence of another route to the Vista decks, you ask? I can, because I have a pamphlet. I can prove it. Even if it's just a bluff, I had to present something. Anything that could prove the existence of a faster route to the Vista deck. Very well then, Mr. Wright. Show us how Mr. Sprocket got to the Vista deck. Oh look, they're so kind. They don't even make me choose the pamphlet. They just give me the door to poke at. To save his bride from danger, Mr. Sprocket opened the escape hatch and made his way alongside the outside wall to the Vista deck. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? would certainly be a much faster route to the visit.
Objection!
I'm disappointed, Mr. Wright. Is that really the best you could muster? That escape hatch is not meant to be used to get from the reception hall to the vista deck. One slip, and that's all it would take for Mr. Sprocket to plunge to his death. I have to agree. The defense's claim is really stretching it. It is funny when you have no idea, present things and get correct, and you're like, okay, Phoenix, next anyway, I'm like this. Didn't that happened last time, I think, when I was presenting a bunch of stuff and was just like, I don't know what he wants me to do.
Hold it!
I understand how it sounds, Your Honor. But at this point, it's too early to definitively say that he didn't go that way. If that's what you're going with, then I take it. Of course, Your Honor. This is real life, Mr. Wright. Not some cinematic drivel or comic book. Do you have some sort of logical explanation to share that would convince us of your claim? I do. Of course I do. Are you sure, Nick? Kinda? Actually, I have nothing. So I'll just have to wing it somehow. On what do you base your theory that Mr. Sprocket made his way along the outside? My theory that he was able to go along the outside wall despite the danger is based on the power of love and authority and money. I don't think it would be money. To save the bride he loves, the groom risked his life and rushed to his side. Mr. Sprocket was able to make it to the vista deck despite the danger. Because of the power of love! Have you ever failed just to see what happens? Only with the turnabouts, because those have zero... And Athena's stuff. Athena's thingies and the turnabout stuff where like there's actual no consequence and I don't have to reload the game. That's when I normally fail on purpose. That love is a source of strength that can help one overcome any obstacle. I think I can relate thanks to my own long, happy marriage. Wow, he actually seems to be buying.
Objection!
The power of love, you say? That kind of illogical argument is hardly viable in a court of law. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? I'm afraid not, Mr. Edgeworth. You should never underestimate the power of love. Man, Edgeworth is 2 for 2 on fails. You understand one day when you get married, which I won't. Edgeworth, you gotta marry someone. I was about to say Francesca, but I guess she's technically his half-sister, so they probably shouldn't get married. Just trying to think of like, who is... Actually, doesn't Emma have a crush on Edgeworth? Who is the appropriate person for like shipping marriage material with? Or do we think Edgeworth would just be someone who like meets someone, marries them, barely mentions it, and then one day just comes up and right surprised when he like gets a marriage invite, you know? First game I did once, it was something like after losing the case, Phoenix disappeared, was never seen again. Just, you got a bad end. Exactly what is so wrong with wishing to remain unwed? I just sent him off, Your Honor. Obviously, it's Wendy. Never mind all this unscientific nonsense. Are you aware, Mr. Wright, that at the time of the crime, there was a huge propeller turning at full speed between the hatch and the vista deck? Even if a person were to go outside of the hatch. Whee! Old bag. Yeah. The one who speaks really, really fast with the little laser gun. She had a crush on Edgeworth too, didn't she? Be blown away in an instant. Where does your power of love get you now, Mr. Wright? A huge spinning propeller, you say? In that case, I have to admit it does seem impossible. I should have known. Nick, you can't make that kind of face in front of your client. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Right? Right. Look, I just saw Mia looking out at me through Maya's eyes. What's wrong, Nick? Well, why are you gaping at me like a giant sunfish? Thank you, Maya. You just helped me remember something really important. There it is. There's that fearless smile I was looking for. Now give us a mind-blowing theory, just like you always do. You look in the wrong place, you find the Phoenix and Miles. I mean, that's not hard to find. Also, it's very unsurprising. Like, if you go in any art brewery and you're like, oh, let's look for, like, cool Phoenix Wright stuff and whatnot. Like, maybe I'll find something cute. It's like, no, they're just, like, ultra masculine, like, Phoenix and Miles and then butt sex. Or if you like it, then it's the right place. Yeah, no, it's not really my thing. I think I'd rather, like, if I was going there, I'd rather see, like, the nice people that I like, you know? AKA the women of the series, not the men. Preferably. Instead of wondering how Soren could have passed that huge propeller, I had to think about what would have made it possible for him to do so. Your Honor, Mr. Wright only makes that ridiculous face when his back is pressed against the wall. Therefore, please do hurry and give your ruling before... Mr. Edgeworth? It's still far too early to discount my theory. What are you talking about? The airship's large spinning propellers have already shredded it to pieces. But we think a little more outside the box. I'm sure we can find a way he could have made it. Stop trying to stall, Mr. Wright. It shows how it could have been even remotely possible, if at all. I must agree with Mr. Edgeworth. Very well, Your Honor. There must have been a way. I mean, I assume this somehow relates to Larry's picture. Some way that Soren could have moved along the wall in spite of the propeller. Now then, Mr. Wright, what specifically would have made it possible? Sorry, I don't know why he's British all of a sudden. Alright, this is how it would have been possible for Mr. Proctor. He got to the deck some other way. The airship wasn't flying. The propellers were broken. Well, we know there's bad weather, right? Do we have a thing that says that? There was a thing about there being bad weather that night, right? I just don't know. We had it. There was a piece of evidence, right? That said something along those lines. What entry can... I could have sworn there was something, right? Okay, but I would say that the airship... The airship was either not flying, or the propeller was broken, and that's how, like, we got the broken bench and all that stuff outside of it. I think it's got to be one of these two at the bottom, not this one. I'll go with the airship wasn't flying at first. What allowed Mr. Sprocket to go along the outside wall in spite of the propellers is the location of the flying chapel at the time of the crime. The location of the flying chapel? But wasn't it flying high in the sky? No, Your Honor. I'm afraid it wasn't. What? Then where was it? At the time of the murder, the airship wasn't flying through the sky, but more to the ground. What? And if the airship wasn't flying, then that means the propellers weren't turning. Ooh, I think we got it. In which case, Mr. Sprocket could have gotten to the Vista deck along the outside wall. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? Oh, that was a new expression. Oh, his thumb. I don't remember. Yeah, he stabbed himself with his pencil. He's gonna leave him.
Objection!
Even if the propellers weren't turning, it would have been far too risky to go that way. Ah, but Mr. Edgeworth, you're forgetting about the power of love. Yes, the amazing power of love. This again. Very well. For the sake of argument, let's assume this so-called power of love made it possible for Mr. Sprocket to move along the outside wall of the airship. Can you prove that the airship was tied to the ground as you claim, Mr. Wright? Well, I don't have any evidence that proves where the airship was at the time. You can prove it, can't you? Oh, this is like Miles and Francesca get together, grew up together, a little rivalry and love-hate thing going on. Yeah, maybe that's why she came to mind for me first, honestly. Like, they pair well together. They're both prosecutors. They both like to beat up attorneys. You know, the only problem they would have there is like, what's it called? When there's like a work conflict. What's the name for that? Because he's the chief prosecutor and she's also a prosecutor. So if she ever came to practice prosecution, she'd be under him. What's the name of that? It's a something conflict. Conflict of interest. That's what it is. Ugh. Maya, can you think of anything we can use to prove it? Can't say I can. Oh, wait. Didn't somebody see something outside a window at the time of the crime? I think I remember someone saying as much. Do I have a piece of evidence that shows what was outside the airship? Well, what are you waiting for? This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the crime. Wait, that can only be one thing. Wait, can I go past it? Where's Larry's crappy picture? Oh, there it is. This piece of evidence shows what was outside the airship at the time of the murder. What kind of lousy drawing is that? It's a drawing made by Larry Butts. And what can you prove with that poor attempt at artistry? Larry made this drawing before he switched the lanterns. So it must have been right around when the murder was being committed. Now, if I could direct the court's attention here. Is that a pterodactyl? Does that mean that the airship actually went back in time to the Cretaceous period?
Objection!
We've already proven that time travel is nothing more than a gimmick, did we not? We did, and I have no intention of bringing up that argument again. But this drawing shows us an important piece of information. It shows us that the airship was actually moored on the ground. And what makes you so sure? That's easy. All you have to do is consider who made this drawing. Larry. That's right. It was Mr. Butts. We both know what he's like. He must have seen something else and mistaken it for a pterodactyl. I can't argue with you there. Hey! Wait just one doggone second here. What kind of moron do you guys take me for? I saw it with my own eyes. A pterodactyl flew right by the window, I tell ya. I have the sharp eyes of an artist. Don't you believe me? No. Yuck. Nope. Some friends you guys are. What about the judge? You believe me, right, Your Honor? I'm sorry, but I'm afraid you need to leave this courtroom. Bailiff, if you would. Come on, buddy, let's go. Why doesn't anybody believe me? You'll get to see her again when you play investigation games. Oh. Well, there's ammunition for the getting back to that series at some point type situation. I do like Francesca. Her ridiculous foolishness is fun to watch. Don't take it personally, Larry. Now then, so you're saying that what Mr. Butts really saw bears some relation to what was outside the airship at the time of the murder? Yes, Your Honor. At least I think it does. What this pterodactyl really is will prove the airship was anchored at the mooring dock. It better anyway. If it doesn't, my whole argument is a bust. If you're that confident about it, please, go ahead and tell us what it really was. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, gosh, I don't know. There was like a sign and stuff and a bench flying around. What could that pterodactyl have actually been? Okay. So, I don't really know. Is this the hold or is that the hold? So like, is the Vista deck here or is the Vista deck back there? It's here, I assume, right? So they were looking out and they would have seen this or something going on here. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a bench, or it was this piece of broken thing that kind of looks like Larry's drawing right here. I'm gonna go for. Oh, hey, we can save right here. Anyway, more princess and gumshoe. Yeah, I have been missing gumshoe this entire game, just a little bit.
Take that!
Take a good look at this sign. At the sign. Appears to have been broken and then repaired. What does that sign have to do with the pterodactyl? Focus on this part of the sign. I was right. Okay. The part that broke off and got reattached? What about it? How about if we turn it like this? Oh, that shape. It's the pterodactyl in the drawing. What Mr. Butts actually saw was this chunk as it was being blown through the air by the wind. What? Wait, Sprocket has a little rocket ship on his back? On the day of the murder, there were some heavy winds in the area of the mooring dock, but it's hard to imagine this sign would have made it Hard to imagine this sign would make it up as high as the airship would fly. That means the flying chapel must have been anchored at the mooring dock that night. Isn't that right, Mr. Sprocket? Ooh, jeez, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. Sorry. Is that right, Mr. Sprocket? Oh, that was weird. I don't even know what that was. It wasn't a burp. It was like, I don't know, air just escaped from me. So I guess it was a belch, but still. That was strange.
Objection!
That's more than enough of this power of love nonsense, you pop culture junkie. Present all the proof you want, but your argument is based far too much on conjecture. Why don't we return to reality now? What do you mean, too much conjecture? Even if the airship wasn't flying, that alone doesn't prove the witness went along the wall. True, even now it's no more than a possibility. Guess it would have been a great time to Gumshoe back. Yeah, it would have been wonderfully nostalgic if they had done that. And then we would have had Gumshoe voice. I would have had to remember how to do that. I don't think it was that hard to remember though. Just a lot of pal kind of stuff. And how do you propose Miss Sprocket got to the Vista deck, Mr. Edgeworth? I noticed something as I went over the evidence. Please take a look at this hold entry record. What about it? I don't see Mr. Sprocket listed on here anywhere. Don't you remember? In yesterday's session, we had a very similar kind of argument. Did we? Honestly, Mr. Wright, are you going senile already? Talked about Larry Butts using the defendant's key card to enter the hold. Oh, we did talk about that, didn't we? In other words, even if a person's name isn't on the entry record, it's still possible for that person to have entered by using someone else's card. So we're saying that he maybe used Pierce's? Oh, but you feel like you're getting this finished today? I mean, I'm going to finish the trial, probably, maybe, assuming it doesn't go on for like 4 hours. I'm assuming it will go on for only another 2. Maybe a little more. So I'm assuming I'm going to finish it today. If not, it's going to be a very short session tomorrow to finish it off. Mr. Sprocket, you entered the hold with Mr. Nicody, didn't you? I did. What? Why didn't you tell us that in the first place? Pierce is indispensable. I don't want to mention him unnecessarily and risk having him wrongly accused. Couldn't do without him. Mr. Sprocket, I ask that you testify in greater detail about your movements that night. The truth. Is it actually the truth then? The truth is, I went to the Vista deck with Pierce. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry record. I was badly injured from being stabbed, but I was frantic. By the time we reached the scene, it was all over. Well, this doesn't help me one bit. Mr. Sprocket, you've concealed information from us time and time again. Who do you think you are, treating this court of law with such irreverence? That being said, I do appreciate the testimony you gave just now. Thanks to you, we now know why your name doesn't appear on the entry record. Now there are no more inconsistencies in the witness's testimony. Ugh. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. Never leaves a loose end dangling. You okay, Nick? I wouldn't exactly call this situation okay. Somehow have to coax the information we need for an opening out of him. If I even can, that is. I mean, this puts Pierce there too, though.
Hold it!
You didn't mention this because you didn't want Mr. Nakoti to fall under suspicion? Is that because he has something to hide? I just didn't want the police to take up his time with all the questions, that's all. Neither the company nor the household would function smoothly without him. I see. Now it sounds like Pierce is absolutely indispensable to the Sprockets. Anyway, getting back to your statement, when did you meet up with Mr. Nakoti? I met up on my way to the Vista deck. I think Pierce and some of my relatives were on another floor. But Pierce heard the commotion and came running to my aid. You hear the pandemonium all the way from another floor? Mr. Wright, let the current statement add to the witness testimony? Yeah. Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well.
Hold it!
Did Mr. Nakoti come alone? I believe some of his subordinates were with him, but I don't remember exactly how many. I may say there were others, but seeing how they pulled that second reception off, I can't completely trust anything he has to say either. Let's see. So you, Mr. Nakoti, and a few others headed to the Vista deck, is that right? That's right. That's why my name doesn't appear on the hold entry.
Hold it!
Your name doesn't appear on the hold entry record because you entered with Mr. Nakoti using his keycard? That's right. I guess the hold entry record doesn't matter as much as we thought. But now that Soren's saying it was with Pierce and a few others, it's pretty tough to refute that statement. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Cat got your tongue. Did you finally realize there's no point in continuing this trial any longer? Of course not. Oh, wipe that smug look off your face. Mr. Sprocket, please continue with your testimony. I was badly injured from being stabbed.
Hold it!
Speaking of your injury, how are you doing now? The knife wound is deep and continues to throb with pain. Knife wound? Fortunately, my internal organs were spared, but one wrong move would have spelled the end for me there. Even so, I've seen you up and about all over the place since the incident. I'll be following my doctor's orders to perform some daily light exercises. Mr. Wright, would you like Mr. Sprocket's statement about his condition added to this testimony? Not that it appears especially relevant to me. If he mentions the knife in that, then yes, because candelabra is not a knife. Yep, he does. Okay. So, I mean, both those things were kind of funny. Right, Pierce being close enough.
Objection!
Mr. Sprocket, you just said your injury's a knife wound, didn't you? But the weapon you were stabbed with was this candelabra. A fact I know you're quite aware of. Very well. This is what I heard directly from Master Swan himself. As you surmise, Master Swan was stabbed by Gloomsbury on the day of the murder. Happened after the first wedding reception. The happy couple was in the reception hall when suddenly Gloomsbury appeared. He attacked Miss Ellen and tried to take her away. Master Swan went to stop him and found himself in a struggle with Gloomsbury. That is when when Master Storm was stabbed with the candelabra, he said.
Objection!
It must have been a simple memory slip that made him misspeak. Happens to everyone. It's nothing to do with the case. You must be pretty desperate to point out something so minute. Yeah. Have to agree, Mr. Wright. Hardly need to make such a big deal over such a small mistake. But I contend that it's an important inconsistency. Besides, I couldn't find anything else. It's the only thing I have to go after. And I say it's not important. Now let's not waste any more time on this matter. I agree. Everybody has a little memory lapse every now and
Hold
then.
it!
But Your Honor, please let me explain. But can you? Can you really explain to this quote what makes this slip so important? Yes, I can, Your Honor. After all, it was Thorne himself who told Pierce that he'd been stabbed by a candelabra. More than a simple memory slip, there has to be some kind of reason for it. Well, Mr. Wright, explain why the witness's slip of the tongue is so important. The point to focus on here is why the witness would make the mistake would mistake the weapon used to stab him. Carefully, Phoenix. Could change the course of the trial. I see. So why did the witness make that mistake, Mr. Wright? Mr. Sprocket identified the wrong weapon used against him. Because he misspoke? He's covering for someone. He has no memory of it. We'll save over one. He doesn't remember the incident, let alone the weapon used against him. Not only that, but I believe Mr. Sprocket has some sort of memory disorder. Therefore, the defense contends that Mr. Sprocket's testimony thus far is invalid. Well, okay, never mind. This is definitely the wrong one. Just because you can't find a flaw in his testimony, you want to throw it all out. Your baseless claim is nothing but pure slander of the witness's character. Mr. Edgeworth is correct, Mr. Wright. Can you explain your grounds for making this claim? Of course, Your Honor. Think of what Thorne has said, how he's behaved. That's where I'll find a clue. I mean, we're not wrong. Hear your argument, then. My grounds for claiming that Mr. Sprocket has a memory disorder is his notebook. The notebook he always has with him. I saw daily events information about the people around him recorded in it. Like a diary, perhaps? No, Your Honor. It's much too detailed to be an ordinary diary. More on the order of a database, actually. Database, you say? That's right. For some reason, Mr. Sprocket is apparently unable to retain memories. That's why he writes every little detail of his life down in his notebook.
Objection!
How could you possibly know that for sure? He might just be an extremely compulsive person. I thought so too myself at first. To be honest, we accidentally got a stain on that notebook yesterday. You mean you got a stain on it? Hey, you're the one who tried to grab it out of my...
Objection!
Never mind whose fault it was. Just get to the point already. Right, sorry. Mr. Sprocket. The page Miss Fay got a stain on yesterday. That's the page with the details of your stabbing on it, isn't it? No, I only write in this notebook because I'm very compulsive. Now drop the subject already. Sorry, but I'm not convinced. I know it's an odd fact about your notebook, Mr. Sprocket. On the early pages, you used it to write down invention ideas. But after a certain date, you started writing down a lot more, and in much more detail. I believe your memory disorder stems from what happened on that date. Something so monumental that caused a memory disorder, Mr. Wright. You don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but I do know what I'm talking about, and this is the proof. This is the thing that caused Mr. Sprocket's memory disorder.
Take that!
You were involved in this car accident too, weren't you, Mr. Sprocket? And the shock of losing your beloved older sister is what caused you to develop your memory disorder. Is this true, Mr. Sprocket? Well, is it? Mr. Sprocket. Oh, that's true. The accident did something to my mind. What? Ever since that day, every time I go to sleep, I lose my memories. When I wake up, the most recent thing I can remember is the day I lost my sister. It's as if I'm constantly going back in time. What? That's truly tragic. Does that mean that his, like, ability to do math and all those other things is stuck in time as well? Because if he can't retain knowledge and everything, he can't learn, can he? An inconsolable time traveler who goes back in time whenever he goes to sleep. As time travelers do exist, you know, but you wouldn't understand. So that's what Soren meant, talking about himself. The reaction of the people around me each time I woke made me aware of my condition. That's why I decided to write everything down in my notebook, so I could move forward. So the only memories you have since that day are the ones written in that notebook? That's right. And since the page about your stabbing got stained, you couldn't read from it, could you? There's just one more thing I'd like you to clarify for me, Mr. Sprocket. Exactly what are your feelings towards the victim? Mr. Sprocket's feelings towards Dumas Gloomsbury? That's right, Your Honor. The witness said that every time he wakes up from sleep, his mind goes back to the day his sister died. Mr. Wright, you can't mean... Mr. Sprocket, your pent-up feelings of anger and resentment towards Mr. Gloomsbury for the accident were renewed each and every time you woke, were they not? But you couldn't take it anymore, so you turned to murder. Isn't that right? Oh, Mr. Wright, you saying that the witness murdered Mr. Gloomsbury for revenge? Well, Mr. Sprocket, Miss Wyatt. Your Honor, I did it. I killed Mr. Gloomsbury. What? Miss Wyatt, what are you trying to do? Don't you still think you're going that route? Soren's innocent. He can't be found guilty. Take me instead. Ellen, please, try and get a hold of yourself. I guess she really meant it. My Soren didn't do anything wrong. I'm the one who should be convicted. Are we to understand that you're confessing your guilt? Now, wait just a minute here. Ellen, why would you cover for me? After I testified that I thought you must have killed him. I'll admit, I couldn't believe my ears at first. But all I want is for you to be happy. Your happiness is my happiness, Soren. But without my notebook, I even forget those feelings of yours by tomorrow. Knowing that, do you still feel this way? And you've loved me all this time. Same way you did before the accident. Oh, okay. I was about to ask. like, how is he in love and marrying Ellen if he only has memories from back then? Okay, so they were in love beforehand. So I know. You're the same person I've always loved. No disorder can change that. Your Honor, there are two things I'd like to correct. Two corrections? What are they? First of all, I want to withdraw one of my statements. Without memories to rely on, I took the police completely at their word. You can't be serious. So that means Soren never really doubted Ellen in the first place, did he, Nick? Ellen really does love Soren with all her heart. But in order to save her, I'll still have to go after Soren. Hope you can forgive me, Ellen. What is your other correction, Mr. Sprocket? The truth is, I never felt anger or resentment towards Dumas about my sister. Huh? Why not? That's because the one who caused the car accident was me. Order! Order in the court! Please continue, Mr. Sprocket. I'm the one who killed my sister. To protect my career and my future, my father made Dumas take the blame. In exchange for money and the position of lead servant. Oh. So you see, Dumas must have held a grudge against me, not the other way around. He must have attacked London to get his revenge on me. You sure about all this, Mr. Sprocket? Very sure. It's all been written down in detail in my notebook. That notebook is important evidence supplying background to this case. I must insist you submit it as evidence. The lawyer said I had turned to murder, but that's just not true. Or it is true that my older sister and Dumas are both dead because of me and my negligence. Just glanced through Mr. Sprocket's notebook. I was able to read the part about when he was stabbed due to the bloodstain. What's written here about his sister's car accident is exactly as he stated. Your Honor, as long as it matches what's written in that notebook, can we still take the witness's testimony as valid in spite of his memory disorder? Yes, I believe we can. I understand now that the witness's memory is in disarray, but if what Mr. Sprocket himself wrote in this notebook is true, then that means by the time Mr. Sprocket's party reached the scene, the victim had already been killed. Edgeworth's right. Still in the same bind as before. But should I really simply accept the contents of the book? No, because Pierce could erase things in there if he wanted to, right? As a substitute for someone's memory. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think? You accept Mr. Sprocket's notebook as an official representation of his memories? Will I accept his notebook as an official representation of his memories? No? I mean, the murder is empty. I don't know. I want to say no because someone could have, someone could pencil it in. Wait a minute, Your Honor. The defense requests a chance to examine the notebook to see if it's trustworthy. Very well, but be quick about it. Thank you, Your Honor. So how should we examine it? Well, we should look at it from all different angles to see if there's anything suspicious. No point if I don't look at what's inside. To open it. Ease. It's just the page mine got all stained. It's not going to be very helpful at this moment. Keep going. The last page where there's writing. Something about this page doesn't sit right with me. Take a close look. What's up with this? Page has been torn out. Looks like there was something written on it. Looks like a page has been torn out here. Mr. Sprocket, do you know what was written on it? Oh, that. I often tear out a page when I write somebody a note. I probably wrote something down for somebody, tore it out, and gave it to them. Yeah. That solves that, then.
Objection!
Wait a minute. We can't ignore the possibility that something important was written on that page. But now that the page has been torn out, how can we determine what was written there? Well, call Emma. To find out what was written in the notebook, we should hold it at the light, heat it with the lighter, use fingerprint powder. Well, fingerprint powder would sink into the stuff, maybe. Let's go with heat it with a lighter. You know, we should heat the notebook with a lighter. Maybe the heat will reveal what's written. No, it's not lemon. Sorry. This is funny though. I don't know. Let's do the fingerprint powder, because what if Pierce's fingerprints are on the notebook? If we use fingerprint powder on the notebook, we might be able to see what was written. Okay, maybe that. Maybe not. The writing left indentations on the blank page behind it. Fingerprint powder can make those small indentations visible to the naked eye. Oh, stop. Fingerprint powder would only sully the notebook further. That's right, if you use the powder and still don't find anything, you must accept the notebook as a representation of the witness's memories. Alright, Your Honor, I understand. Okay. Don't fail me now, powder. I mean, the light trick doesn't seem like it would make any sense, though, right? So. Yeah, okay. Am I buttering up the wrong side here? Oh. Wait a minute. It's actually working. I struck. Dumas took Ellen to the Vista deck. I struck and killed Dumas. Well, okay. I mean, this seems very... Why is it like this, though? Like, why is it above and below? It says, I struck and killed Dumas. This is huge. I struck and killed Dumas. That's what was written on the torn out page. What? It can't be. I don't believe it. There has to be some kind of mistake. Someone would never, could never. Miss Wyatt? Bailiff, please get the defendant to the infirmary at once. Apparently the defendant got too worked up. She's resting in the infirmary as we speak. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This notebook is all Mr. Sprocket has to remember things by. With this critical page torn out, not even Mr. Sprocket himself knew the truth of what he'd done. I'm the one who killed Dumas? So it wasn't Ellen. Oh, thank goodness. Mr. Sprocket, does this mean you were at the crime scene during the murder after all? I guess I must have been. But Mr. Sprocket, can we really believe what's written in this notebook? Nobody touches this notebook but me. And when I sleep, it's under lock and key. I remember writing that I killed Dumas, but I guess I must have. Well, Now that we have a confession, I'm afraid I must render my verdict. Volta. Yes, Your Honor. Please give your ruling now, while Ellen is asleep. The woman I love to be set free as soon as possible. This woman really does love Ellen after all, doesn't he? Yeah. So this is how it ends. Is that how it really went down? Is there really no way for them both to be happy? No, we should consider anything written in the notebook to be the truth. Still, I myself wrote the crime in my notebook. No further proof is necessary. Soren himself wrote it in his notebook? Wait a minute. Very well. I'll give my verdict. Ellen's about to be found not guilty, and someone will be convicted for the crime instead. And yet, am I really ready for the judge to give his ruling? Yes. No. No, and there's still one more avenue left to explore. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Your Honor, there's still something that bothers me about that notebook. Oh, is there? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? All you have to do is keep quiet and your client's a free woman. I know, but I think there might be more to this case than meets the eye. Not quite sure yet, but I think there still might be a way for Ellen and Soren to be happy. What do you mean by more than meets the eye, Mr. Wright? Were you talking about Transformers? The question here, Your Honor, should be, why was the incriminating page torn out in the first place? Why, to destroy the evidence, I would imagine. But removing it from the notebook is the same as removing it from Mr. Sprocket's memory, which means he wouldn't have been able to trick the police if he came under suspicion. Now, if he wanted to cover up his crime, he would have had to remember that he had done it. So what are you getting at with this line of inquiry, Mr. Wright? Yes, please explain it so we can all understand. Including me. Yes, Your Honor. The page was torn out of the notebook because he wanted to forget what happened. It was torn out by accident. Somebody else tore it out. I don't think somebody else did it. Mr. Sprocket wanted to forget all about this incident. You claiming that Mr. Sprocket tore out the page himself? That's right, Your Honor. You just said a moment ago that Mr. Sprocket wouldn't do that. Okay. He got an objection in. That's good, though. Alright, then somebody else tore it out. Specifically, probably Pierce, maybe? Either somebody else tore it out or it's torn it by accident. I think it's deliberate. The incriminating page was torn out by somebody else. What? Order. Claiming a third person interfered with a notebook. It's not all that surprising if you consider what happened up until now. After both the car accident and the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury, there was always a cover-up not far behind. But I had my notebook with me at all times. Did you? Because I remember you in a panic yesterday because you couldn't find it. That's true. So, who orchestrated this particular cover-up, Mr. Wright? If we think back over the course of the trial, it's pretty easy to guess. The one who may have tried to tamper with Soren's memories.
Take that!
The one who tampered with the notebook in order to manipulate Mr. Sprocket's memory. It is Pierce Nicody. Is it Nichody or Nicody? Pierce Nichody? Pierce Nicody? Pierce? Pierce tried to tamper with my memories? Pierce was manipulating me? Case in point, the two receptions that were held to cover up the murder. There was Mr. Nicody who directed the guests and orchestrated the entire scheme. No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this? And this, and this? And this, and this, and this, and this? cool. Steam valve is too high. Okay. Good. Very nice. You literally took off. Oh. What? Look, Nick, he's coming back down. My memories, Ellen. Mr. Sprocket. Bailiff, please get Mr. Sprocket to the infirmary on the double. Mr. Sprocket has been taken to the infirmary. Don't worry about him running away. Let's resume where we left off. Your Honor, the defense would like to call Pearson and Cody this time.
Objection!
We already know he carried out the cover-up to protect the company, Mr. Sprocket. What more do you want from him? This time it's different. The notebook, or rather Mr. Sprocket's memories, have been tampered with. That means the only person who knows the whole truth is now Mr. Cody. Don't tell me. Are you actually trying to drum up a third suspect in order to exonerate the defendant and her groom? I'm not drumming up anything, nor do I have grounds to accuse him of anything. Yet. All I know is that Mr. Cody is the only one who knows the truth. And I think he's still hiding something we don't know about yet. No grounds yet, is it? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution consent to call the witness to the stand? It does, Your Honor. However, I would like a little time to talk with the witness before we do. Very well. We'll break for a 20-minute recess. To be continued. Wait, what? There's another to be continued in here? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go find myself a table of contents to see how much there is. Where's let's see, we just did secrets revealed. Oh no, we're fine. Just looking at the little table of contents thingy real quick. There's 4 more bits, so that should be fine. Because we just did 3 bits in an hour, so. And one of those bits is the post-trial wrap-up, so. Now I have to face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary. So do you think Pierce did it? It's too early to say anything at this point. But I do think he's still hiding something. Nick! Why don't you pin everything on Soren Loser back there? It's like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. This Pierce guy is the real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after together. Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says. Shame on you, Larry! Think I don't know? I know I have to give up on my Ellie, but Nick, promise you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all this is said and done. I was about to resume, Mr. Wright. Alright. Ready, Maya? Yep, let's go. I'll be rooting for you, Nick. I guess his memory loss must not be, like, entirely putting him back to that day. Like, he must remember some things. This isn't like a 50 dates, 50 first dates movie situation, I assume. Now we're back in session. Witness, please take the stand. State your name and occupation. My name is P.S. Nicody. I am the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nicody. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct. What about it? Well, that was easy. So why did you do it? Why did you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook? Please allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I will tell you the truth. Pains you? That is correct. But my testimony would go against Master Sworn's wishes. Sworn's wishes? What is he talking about? I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen and Gloomsbury collapse and Master Sworn writing in his notebook. Master Sworn said to me, "I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen." But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. What Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time? Could it be? It was meant to be a confession. An admission he killed Gloomsbury himself. He wrote that message to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? That is correct. Master Soren did hit Gloomsbury with the timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. Then Mr. Sprocket was the culprit after all. However, that blow did not kill Gloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put much force into it. Enraged, Gloomsbury tried to attack Master Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind, and finished him off, it would seem. So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant? Yes, that is correct. Are we sure it wasn't Pierce? But Master Soren tried to take all the blame onto himself. No way! This is pretty bad, Nick. No kidding. Pretty bad is an understatement. Well, 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 Mr. Wright. Seems your decision to call for Miss Nicody has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Ugh, could this get any worse? Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot. I bet he still has something to hide. Shouldn't they have arrived together?
Hold it!
Wait a minute. I thought you went to the Vista deck with Mr. Sprocket. Actually, that is not true. What? What do you mean? I found this out afterward, but Master Soren went to the Vista deck alone. He went out the escape hatch in the reception hall and went along the outside wall. What? You can't be serious. You mean Mr. Wright's addle-pated guess was actually correct? So the addle-pated. Suppose truth really is stranger than fiction. So, Mr. Nicody, when you got to the scene, you saw Mr. Gloomsbury, Miss Wyatt, and Mr. Sprocket. Is that right? That is exactly right. I saw Miss Ellen and Gloomsbury collapse, and Master Soren writing his notebook. So when you and your group arrived at the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed. That is correct. Gloomsbury had already been struck. Miss Ellen had lost consciousness, probably from the shock of the incident. And how did Mr. Sprocket appear? He was bleeding from the stab wound he received from Gloomsbury. Barely conscious, he was writing something in his notebook. So the mysterious third person Ellen saw really was Soren then. Master Soren said to me, "I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen."
Hold it!
So Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? Yes. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Soren has. So you understand what his action meant, I trust. What did it mean, Nick? To Soren, everything in that notebook is true. So Soren tried to take the blame by altering his own memory to make himself think he did it. No. Master Soren truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that. But why is there a giant hole in the middle of that sentence, though? I guess it's order. Roll the page over the body. Mr. Nakoti, could you please tell this court about that in more detail? That, you say. Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific? All right. Hiding the body. Tearing out the page. Why did you go up against Mr. Sprocket's order and tear out the page? That's just a silly question. As I told you before, disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Oh, right. You did say that before, didn't you? I tore the page out of the notebook in order to protect Master Soren. No, I guess not, Your Honor. People are cautious here. Oh, alright. Very well. Testimony of Pierce's. I wonder how much of it we can actually believe. Yeah, who knows what parts are true and what parts are more spun tales. Exactly. Can't just mull it over. Can I get back to asking about the whole hiding the body thing? Because I think that bloody hand is probably going to be related.
Hold it!
Miss Nakoti, tell us more about that in detail. Tell me more about the hiding of the body. Very well. After saying he would take the blame, Master Soren passed out. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Gloomsbury's still warm body in the spare peggable lantern. So it was you who hid the body, not the defendant? I think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hole. No, I did not see that coming. I'm playing. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern and evidence. Yes, please. Very well. Add that statement to your testimony, Miss Nakoti. Encrypted with a bloody hand. Well, there's the bloody hand, right?
Hold it!
Why did you hide the body in the lantern? As I told you yesterday, it was to make it as though the murder never happened. But thanks to Mr. Butts, things did not turn out as planned. So holding the second wedding reception wasn't Mr. Sprocket's idea, but yours, wasn't it? It was all for Master Soren's sake and Sprocket Aviation. If I am accused of a crime for trying to cover up the incident, I shall accept it willingly. He doesn't seem to even care about himself. I don't want to cover up after the incident, huh? Right. That information is only somebody who was actually involved could know. So it might be a really important piece of testimony. I think so too. Tread carefully. A spare peg. Not really. I mean, I don't think we need the other piece of evidence. Or the other statement. I think this is the right statement. I just don't know what... I don't know what Phoenix is going to say. It seems like he must have still been alive, though, or something, right?
Objection!
Could it be? Is that what happened? what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Soren did the deed. Mr. Nakoti, you said the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? So then what if Mr. Gloomsbury was still alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern? What? What? That's preposterous. Actually, this shows that the victim might have still been alive while inside the lantern. You ought to point out which part you're talking about, Mr. Wright. The one bloody part, you idiot.
Take that!
As you can see, the back end of the lantern is a door. There's blood here on the wheel. The blood stain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It in no way shows the victim drew his last breath while he was within. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. For you see, in putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside, and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handle got swapped. Why? They got swapped. Yes, they got swapped. What? That's ridiculous. Not at all. If you compare the other male peggable lantern in the reception hall, excuse me, it's quite obvious the wheel handles were attached backwards. The detective in charge of restoration will see me in my office later. Sorry, Emma, and good luck. In that case, what does the blood stain on the wheel handle mean? The blood stain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got on it. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced Gloomsbury was dead. Had I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate, to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. Again, I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. It actually has a very significant impact on this case. The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it. That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Gloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? One on the back, one on the side. Focus on the description of his injuries. It says one contusion was found on the back of the head and one on the side. Yes, the one Mr. Sprocket gave him and the one Miss White delivered to finish him off. No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation. Different interpretation? The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow and was then put into the lantern. Then what about the lethal blow by the defendant that we just talked about? Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow that finished him off. Taking into account that the victim was alive for a period after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, it does seem entirely possible. Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly. And there's a possibility that someone other than Mr. Sprocket or Miss White delivered the fatal blow. That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the two blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim, who was supposed to be dead, suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off. That theory sounds awfully familiar. Of course it does, Your Honor, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant after all. I see. The tangle of mysteries unraveled into a single thread. But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow was delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright. Unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person. I mean, I probably do. Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. Come on now. Take some deep breaths. Good idea. Deep breath. There. Don't you feel better already? Maya's right. I should calm down. Get my focus back and go over everything again. And then, hopefully I'll be able to find something to prove that there was a third person. Why did Bloomsbury attack Ellen? Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident? But something about that line of reasoning just doesn't feel quite right to me. How come? Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he had already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen? You're right, this whole thing feels too premeditated for a kind of passion. But Bloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. If Bloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen... You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that a third person was involved? Alright, I'll show you. Not completely sure what I'm doing yet, but looks like I'm out of time. This piece of evidence proves the involvement of a third person.
Take that!
I get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. It looks like a note outlining the murder plot. That was apparently written by the victim. Why do you feel the need to write instructions to himself like this? Your Honor, please take a look at this note. This is the victim's murder plan, right? It's definitely a murder plan. But what if Mr. Bloomsbury didn't write this note himself? What? This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright? Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Yes. Yes, I can. Very well then. Present your evidence, Mr. Wright. This evidence proves the victim didn't write the note. So this is written by a right-handed person from his dominant left hand.
Take that!
This is the weapon Mr. Bloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. Dare I ask what that could possibly have to do with the note? Mr. Bloomsbury's prints were found on this candelabra, and the prints were from his left hand. So, that makes the victim left-handed, correct? Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it too and confirmed as much. Now, take a look at the smudged writing in this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line. Had this been written by a lefty, the writing would be smudged from the far left end. This means that whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note. What? But someone other than Mr. Bloomsbury wrote it. What does this note mean? Mr. Bloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt. So clearly, this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Bloomsbury, but rather, these are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by somebody else.
Objection!
It wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions. Then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know. He is correct. The majority of the family and their employees who run the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say that was a very rough and slipshod conjecture you proposed. I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet. Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular. Culprit who ordered Bloomsbury to attack Ellen. What could their motive have been? Doesn't seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right? Right. Not too likely, anyway. In that case, it has to be about Soren. If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about? That accident, I guess. Could understand if Bloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame. But the one who lost the most of the accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life after all. Soren suffered too, of course. Crushed by losing somebody so precious to him. The fiancé too, though, right? Something precious, Soren's sisters. Yep. There's someone else who must have held a grudge against Soren. Did you figure something out? I think so. I think there's somebody else who used Bloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren. You say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket, Mr. Wright. The person who manipulated and used Mr. Bloomsbury And then finished Mr. Gloomsbury off to silence him was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selina Sprocket's fiancé. Not that I'm positive, but it's certainly possible. Fiancé could have made Gloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren. What? Her fiancé? Order in the court. Order, I say. It does seem quite believable that Miss Selina Sprocket's fiancé would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident. Exactly, Your Honor. Maybe her fiancé was trying to murder Miss Wyatt in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain.
Objection!
Miss Sprocket's fiancé was a surgeon, if memory serves. But the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, but then that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiancé must have been amongst those who attended. What? Really? Of course. Otherwise, how could he have killed Gloomsbury? Oh, I see what you're doing. It's just another giant bluff, isn't it? All right, I'll bite. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be? Yes, I would like to know as well. Are you sure you're going to be okay, Nick? Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. True. This will help us identify Miss Sprocket's fiancé. My attorney badge. Pendant. Timekeeper. Maybe it's the timekeeper or the key of love. I mean, we do have a upset-looking butler in this picture, I guess. Ah, I see it.
Take that!
I see it. It's the pocket watch. Take a look at this photo, Your Honor. That photo. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before? Yes, now that you mention it, I do feel as if I've seen it somewhere before. I believe we've all seen it. Right here in this very courtroom. Ugh, possible. That's right. The pocket watch in this photo. Is the same pocket watch Mr. Cody has on him right now. What? This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nicody and Selina Sprocket. No. Well, Mr. Nicody, is this true? Mr. Nicody, you were once engaged to Selina Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Cody, you plan to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one, to make him feel the same pain as you. Isn't that right? But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knock Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. Then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regain consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in this murder case. Yes, you're right. Does this mean you wish to officially accuse this witness of the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury? Yeah. I mean, yes. Literally, what other option do we have? The defense indicts Pierce Nicody on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury. Oh my! Mr. Nicody, would you care to respond? Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selina. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then you really are. Yes, I was Selena's fiancé, and not just her fiancé, but the surgeon besides her deathbed.
Objection!
Mr. Nakoti, why didn't you tell me any of this before? Shut it, you useless prosecutor. Thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall into suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly. But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had a motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you. Ah, very nice. That's funny. That's a good transformation right there. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges. Who's handing you that? The tumors are one idiotic lawyer and one useless prosecutor. For the truth of the order, have the both of you incised from the legal world. I'd like to see you try. Powerless bucket for me to be a cinch. Are you building like a death bot? What are you doing? I will now begin the operation. What in the world happened to Mr. Nakoti? Looks like he's finally showing his true colors. Nick, look what he did to that shoulder mech. Quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut. It's like he's a completely different person. Sure looks like it, huh? Can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nakoti, it's finally time for you to testify to the truth. Seems we've entered the final act at last. Witness your testimony, please. Right to remain silent. Wait, is he just going to be silent the whole time? That's funny. Mr. Nakoti, why didn't you say anything? You just took a picture of me, or something. The hair. You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I will make a slip of the tongue. Not a very impressive plan, or brain, I might add. Yeah, that was uncalled for. If you want to know something, you ask the question. I will answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own. What's he trying to do, Nick? He's using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy. No more lies, Mr. Nakoti. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. Yeah. What do you think you're doing? The Crabbit. No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you? Well, this is a rather unconventional situation. Please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I want him to take a picture of the judge. Well, this is an unusual one.
Hold it!
If he won't speak voluntarily, then I guess I'll have to ask him something. What question should I ask? Reason for killing those who grudging and sworn actions on the day of the crime. On the day of the incident, you were constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Is that right? Absolutely. I was in someone's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation, so it was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said, I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Crusoe by myself, let alone kill him. Appears to have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh? That's right. Let that statement add to the witness's testimony. Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have that statement added to his testimony. Very well, then. Now, is it you press and you get a different thing in each bit?
Hold it!
So, you were always in someone's line of sight? I was surrounded by family members and staff as we prepared for the reception. During the reception, I was stationed behind the sweetheart table to attend to the couple. When could I have possibly committed murder? Not buying it. If Pierce is the true killer, then there must have been some time when he was out of everyone's sight. What do you think, Nick? Is there a chance for us here? Well, as long as we have some kind of testimony from him, there has to be. So to compare his testimony against the evidence. Find inconsistency, right? Exactly. Do this.
Hold it!
Okay. You've been nursing a grudge against Mr. Sprocket with lost your fiance, isn't that right? Big lie, and if I said I felt no resentment whatsoever. But Master Soren didn't cause that accident on purpose. Master Soren himself has suffered greatly. He quit being a surgeon and found a way to get him closer to Mr. Sprocket. Wasn't that so you could carry out your revenge on him? Don't insult me. Supporting Master Soren in Sprocket Aviation with my life's work is my penance for not being able to save Selena. This is how I honor her. I feel your devotion as both a fiancé and a surgeon. Your statement breaks my heart. Never thought of exacting revenge on Master Soren. Never thought of it, huh? I should probably take that with a pan of salt. He never thought of it. And there's the note. Right? We'll add it for now just to press on it to see what we get from that. It's probably the one that I started with, but
Hold it!
so you've had no thought to vengeance toward Mr. Sprocket whatsoever. Of course not. I would have wanted that. Threw my own life away and lived solely for the sake of the Sprocket. I show my love for her. Well, one thing's for sure. Pierce gets really emotional when it comes to Selena. No kidding. I'm not sure how he feels about Soren, but his love for Selena is pretty obvious.
Hold it!
Isn't it true that when Mr. Gloomsbury regained consciousness inside the lantern, you murdered him in order to silence him? He was an excellent employee and very loyal to me. Bloomsbury was my right-hand man. He suffered the most from it. I really think I'd kill a guy like that. That makes sense only if you were innocent. But since your goal was revenge, you don't really have to care about something like that. But I am innocent, I tell you. Don't try to force your conjectures onto me. So that's decisive evidence. I can't pursue this line of questioning any further. We'll get rid of all the dots.
Hold it!
What did Mr. Gloomsbury think of Mr. Sprocket? After all, he was forced to take the blame for the accident. Must have been resentful. He got his position as the lead servant in exchange for taking the blame. Wasn't exactly a bad deal for him. But he must have felt some sort of indignation. Who knows? Now that he's dead, we'll never know for sure. Pointless to talk about it any further. Alright. Dead men tell no tales after all. Okay, so we have all three available to us now. It's gotta be this one.
Hold it!
Whoops, I didn't mean to press that button. Is he in the second picture too? Oh, the whole... Which reception is this? I mean, there's a fog machine, right? You're not going to say that he murdered him during the fog machine, are you?
Objection!
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure that that's not it. Much of the reception hall is obscured by thick fog. Do we use that?
Objection!
Yes, okay. Mr. Cody testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime. Yes, police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it? But there was an opportunity. In fact, one, and only one. A moment Mr. Cody could have killed Mr. Gloomsbury without anyone noticing. What? And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph. Those people were watching. I couldn't possibly committed murder. I don't believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer is a malignant tumor. He wants to infect this judicial body with virulent accusations. Mr. Nicody, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim, and your yammering on only serves to throw further suspicion your way. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned, this had better not be one of your offhand claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, Mr. Wright. Save your game. Point out for us the one thing that made the moment of the murder possible. The one moment was possible for Mr. Nicody to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. The one thing is this.
Take that!
Or are we talking about like the actual like ceremony, everyone like having their eyes on the couple? This thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. Under the cover of this fog, the Mr. Nicody murdered the victim. What? Mr. Nicody was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Gloomsbury was in. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen.
Objection!
I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured from others by fog. It doesn't prove Mr. Nicody killed the victim at that very moment. The can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here. So I caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead. Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception? His claim is dead on arrival. Which is within your grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. No interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. Enough of this. Your Honor, this trial's over. No, Mr. Nakoti, that is for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception? Why is there no verdict? The lawyer's obviously out of answers. Prosecutor, judge, they're all infected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced, not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant can cure them. The court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic.
Objection!
Mr. Nakoti, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception. By you. Prove it. Can you really, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. I don't know how, but I will. If I want to get to the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I have to find that way. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's have your proof. Enough of this foolishness. He is just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor. I'll do nothing of the sort. This is the strict court, Judge, with the power of the Sprocket family L. Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nakoti. This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power. Hell yeah, Judge. Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you learned so far. Do this. And find the definitive evidence that will lead us to the truth. Alright. Think, Phoenix. Think. Just think about the invincible meme. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used his shoulder mech fixer-upper, the murder weapon. I guess the time thingy would have been directly next to him, but I guess if we're saying that there was the blows are caused by the same weapon. Well, if it's the same weapon, then it has to be the murder weapon, right? Hold on, but we're gonna say the wrong thing first. Sure, it does show the scene of murder, but it doesn't show anything conclusive. This isn't it, because it can't be it, because it has to be the same thing. It's the victim with that, and that can't be it. Okay. The weapon that was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times. So without a doubt, Pierce used to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Mr. Bloomsbury was the key of love. Nobody could beat a person to death with such a tiny key. Candelabra? No, that was used by Bloomsbury to stab Soren. These ones aren't that funny, but I still like making things sweat for a little bit. The timekeeper was the murder weapon. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the timekeeper. When you think of it, wasn't it also used for something else in the reception? The first start of love, the first taste of love. The cutting of the time machine. What does that even mean? You never get a knife in that thing. It's not a cake. Okay. The first taste of love. It's like smashing a cake into there. Yeah. Certainly I might have done that too, but I have nothing to do with the case. Final stretch. The card games. During the reception. If we activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder, that'll be conclusive proof that Gloomsbury was killed during the reception. Okay, sure. Let's do that. I thought it was going to be a post-trial thing with the Key of Love, but alright. A special ceremony took place during the reception in question. What kind of a special ceremony? It was called the first startup of love. Apparently the couple activated the timekeeper for the first time during it. Does that mean the timekeeper here in evidence isn't activated at the moment? And what would happen if we were to activate it? Why don't we see for ourselves? It will give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we just might find some conclusive evidence. What? No, you can't activate it. Mr. Cody, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, this is supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we? I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor. Still a little nervous nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start the timekeeper. Do you know how, Nick? Think so? Maybe? The bride and groom each had a symbol of their love, and when they put them together, how romantic it was. I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the timekeeper? The key? That's right. You ready to activate the time machine now? Yes, Your Honor. The symbol of the bride's love. I guess it's this.
Take that!
Is this a cog that goes in there? This wise pendant is a symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. What? Has you been started up with Miss White's pendant? I believe so, Your Honor. Very well. Try it now, Mr. Wright. Alright. Where the pendant goes. Right there. It's like... Yeah, it goes right here. Hold a secret spot. Try setting the pendant in here. Bloop. Fits. Must be the right spot. Now to find the place to insert the key. Arch key used to. I mean, it's got a triangle. Actually, is it just like right in the middle there? Yeah. Yep. Loop. Uh-oh. It worked. Timekeeper's been activated. And all I have to do is find proof. Literally right there. Like, do you really need me to point that out? Must we point this out? Look at the cute little Ellen and Soren, though. And he even has a little notebook. I think I found it. Yep. Just as I suspected, there's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Cody. The timekeeper was only activated and opened during the wedding reception, right? Oh, stop. So, that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. It wasn't me, I tell you. Give it up, Mr. Nakoti. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder with everyone watching her? It was the family. Yes, all the family members conspired together to kill him. There's no way you can... Excuse me. There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nakoti. During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment, only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you, Pierce Nakoti. No. It's not over yet. Won't give up. Oh no, I cut the artery. This stupid thing. I'll stop the bleeding now. Give me forceps. Forceps, I say. Hey, where's everyone? Fine. I'm just alone. Do it all by myself. I can fix anything, repair anything. You have to get better. You have to live. You must. I would have been able to save her. If only I hadn't listened to her. If only I had treated her first. If only that Soren hadn't been there. Selena. It is sad, a little bit. Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth? It's just as the lawyer deduced. So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket? Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said, "Please help Soren." Miss Sprocket's last words, says what she really meant by those words. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. So you got a job with Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. Got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot. Is that right? Gloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren. So when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice. Someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Bloomsbury out on the Vista deck. And I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal after all. My plan had been compromised, so for the time being I hid his body in the lantern. Tried to think of my next move. And then Mr. Gloomsbury came too during the second wedding reception. As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon an idea. To pin the blame on Gloomsbury's murder on Ellen. You tried to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Soren was getting the company in a wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't. I couldn't just stand by, watching Soren enjoy his happiness. And if Soren tastes the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. Take back from him all the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Time stopped for me the day I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers. Pierce. Miss Wyatt? I believe Selena would have said, leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live. It's too late for me. I will never advance for me ever again. What? It can't be. I see now. So no, what I did was wrong. See no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nakoti away. Pierce Nakoti, another inconsolable time traveler who lived in time that stood still. Now then, I must surrender my verdict regarding the defense. Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment? Very well. There's something I need to say to you. Yes, sir? I've put you through something truly horrible. The whole thing happened all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage. What? Of course not. I've never once thought that. If you stay with me, you only face even more trying times in the future. What do you mean? The truth of this incident and the car accident before it. I'm gonna tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer and I'll take a lot of criticism. But I feel I can only really start over once I get everything out in the open. Soren, after all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just, there you go, lad. Life with me probably won't be very easy, but... Will you marry me? Aww. Yes, of course. Look at the happy couple. Your Honor, thank you for this time. Please continue with your ruling. Very well. First, I have one question. Do the two of you pledge your eternal love for each other to the goddess of justice, Themis? I do, Your Honor. I do. Does the prosecution or the defense have any objections? We're just having a marriage ceremony in the middle of the court. All right. Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Oh, that's not right. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Sprocket, not guilty. Now the confetti actually makes sense for once. Because there's also been a marriage. Court is adjourned. Ellen, Soren, congratulations. Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. Oh, if you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I we wouldn't. But now you can finally start your new life together, right? Oh, thank you. She looks like Sailor Moon when she's crying like this. Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Ellen, this time it will finally be happily ever after, right? Oh, yes. Two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. And no matter what obstacles come your way, I'm sure you'll be able to handle them. And there's another thing I'm sure of too. This person will always be watching over the two of you. Show her the bloody candelabra. Yes, I think you're right. We promised to live life to the fullest for Selena's sake, too. Right, Soren? That's right. Well, we better be on our way. Yes, my love? He put down the notebook, which is nice. Oh, that's cute. The old threshold carry, huh? That's good. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. Looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight. Oh, he's lifting off, isn't he? Through the ceiling. There they go. You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? You're taking us too, right? Maya, if we take you to that wedding, someone's going to die at it. Oh boy, I bet there's gonna be all kinds of fancy food there. Athena, when did you get here? Just now. Would've been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but Tracy never gave me a chance to slip away. Gonna be in even bigger trouble with her leader. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth. Edgeworth? Really? He thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end. That may be true, but... Quite witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. If he hadn't stood up for us when he did, the trial probably would have ended there. Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance? Maybe. But knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked. Well, if that's how you feel about it, Nick, then why not try to get him invited? Maya, have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No? I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride. Talk about a fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I've got a chance. She's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how did you manage to stay so quiet for so long? Shut up! Wishing to let you fell in love with every happiness what a real man does. Pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry. Darn it all. When I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. It's a time, won't you turn back from me? No. Mr. Picture Book, no. Today is Ellen and Soren's third wedding ceremony and reception. Heard the bride and groom insisted it be on the flying chapel again. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya, and Athena kind of invited herself. They also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. They say third time's the charm, right? I really do hope it's happily up hereafter for this time around. I get the feeling it's going to be one rowdy party. They still haven't fixed the sign or the bench, huh?
Ready when you are.
Sweet.
Okay, here we go. Huh? Oh.
Edgeworth? Follow? Larry.
Oh, hey! Look who's next! Huh?
Get back! Haven't you ever heard of ladies' response?
I'm truly blessed to have you.
Oh, that was cute. And well, there we go. Oh, that's adorable. No, come back. The special picture was cute. No, I want it back. Let me take a screenshot of it. Oh wait, hold on. I mean, it probably is in the. Hold on. Probably in here. This is just in the key visuals, maybe? No. Key visual for... There we go. That is adorable. March. There we go. Look at it. Look how cute it is. It like never really happened, sort of, but it kind of happened. Like Rafa and Maya getting along. It's good. Wait, hold on. We have Apollo. Holy shit! Look at the angry Phoenix. Wow. Oh, and Pearl is in there, and the judge. I don't really recognize the two, like the. Oh no, the Rhino and the Elephant. They were plushies in one of the first cases, right? And you even have Winston Payne in there. Though obviously, probably the most powerful character here is what's his name? The secret agent, double spy guy underneath Athena. Whose name? Bright. What is his name? Not like Brightfield or something. Can't remember. But him. He's probably the most dangerous, right? Although Maya probably she can get the most no good. We also have Coffee Man. Good. Godo. Francesca. That's an excellent picture. Those are very good. Look at the pot with the knife. Interesting that they like thought about the divination seance being slightly different at first. Or like little voodoo dolls reenacting stuff, looks like. Trucy and Mr. Hat on a magic carpet. That's just Aladdin right there. That's good. What's with the... Like, look at all the stuff going on the right. Like, the person holding up the little... Like, the giant holding on to the tiny person who's dead. They almost put a giant ass statue in there, huh? That would have been something. Holy crap. That would kind of go against the whole, like, she doesn't have a face thing, though. Yak? Man, look at some of these things. Like, the scales of justice and the sword over there. Holy crap. They, like, it doesn't really end up in the game, but they go all out on the concept art. Damn, look at that one. I almost forgot about that one. Oh, the piano. These are all pretty similar to what we actually got there. Man. It brings back memories looking through these and be like, oh, right, I remember this. Huh. The in-game illustrations. Look at the smug Phoenix there. Man, who's actually secretly super buff. So many people died in this game, though. Like, just saying. Like, a lot of people died in this game. And Maya as his father the whole time, basically. Crazy. So crazy. All right. That was good stuff. But all good things must come to an end. So, thank you all for hanging out with me while we went through the wonderful, wonderful Ace Attorney Chronicles. Or not Chronicles, sorry, that's a different game. The Ace Attorney Apollo Justice trilogy. It was a lot of fun. This one's so good. This one's great. But we'll take a break from the Ace Attorney series for a little while. As I've said before, I do want to play the investigation games at some point, but I want to get some other games in the rotation for a bit first. So tomorrow we will continue Metroid Prime 4, and on Monday we will also continue Metroid Prime 4, unless somehow I beat it tomorrow, which is probably not going to happen, but just saying. So we'll continue Metroid Prime 4 into next week. And then on Tuesday, we'll start a new game in the rotation. It will very likely... There are three options. First option is Final Fantasy X, if we want to start it on like another really big game. Second option, Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, which I've been putting off for a while, but I've been wanting to play. That's more of a 2D Metroidvania side-scroller type thing, plus rice farming simulator, which potentially is interesting. And then the third option is the shorter option, probably, which is that I still haven't finished Pokemon ZA yet. So I could put that into the rotation to finish it up, because I've just kind of been playing it off and on. And it's been a lot of fun. I like it so far. But yeah, I just haven't really put as much time to it as I should have. So that's also a possibility. Though I also do like kind of having that for like random Thursday late stream type situation, because I can play it for like 30 minutes or less and be like, cool, it was good. But either way. But for now, that's it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a good rest of your day or rest of your night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And I'll see you tomorrow for some Metroid Prime 4. Take it easy, everyone. Bye for now.